To be honest, the 20-year-old Sapphire Princess normally would not be our first choice for an Alaska cruise. Having sailed with Princess multiple times on their larger, newer vessels, we're sharing what we loved and hated about Sapphire Princess to help you decide if it's the right ship for you. Up next. Welcome aboard, everyone. I'm Don B from Eat Sleep Cruise, and with 18 decks, Sapphire Princess offers more outdoor space than we expected for a ship of her size. We particularly appreciated the various viewing areas during our time sailing in Glacier Bay National Park. Deck 14 is home to the main pool in the middle of the ship. The Neptune pool is flanked by 2 whirlpools and several decks of loungers. And while a few cruisers did make use of this main pool deck during some of the warmer days on our Alaska cruise, we suspect this pool deck will be very busy in the ship's new summer home in the Mediterranean. Further aft on this deck is the conservatory, which is home to the indoor Calypso pool. There's also the outdoor splash pool located next to the youth activity centers. Not to mention additional hot tubs on deck 15 that were popular during scenic cruising through Alaska's Inside Passage. Down on deck 12 is the terraced pool, an aft-facing pool that overlooks the wake. There's also the adults-only Lotus Spa pool. This pool is tucked away forward on deck 15. During our cruise, this pool was open to all guests 18+, not only those using the spa or the sanctuary. While there are plenty of outdoor spaces on this ship, guests seeking a more intimate setting should consider upgrading to the sanctuary. Located all the way forward on deck 16, this upcharged sun deck boasts upscale loungers, an exclusive menu, and dedicated staff. While we didn't see many guests utilizing this area in Alaska, we suspect this space might be worth it when there are more families on board the ship and you're in warmer climates. Along with several terraced outdoor areas on the top of the ship, deck 7 is home to an open promenade. The promenade wraps around most of the ship. One of the hidden gems is the partially covered bow. Technically located on deck 8, this viewing platform offers uninhibited views. A similar view is available from the top of the ship on deck 15. If you examine the deck plans like we did, you'll notice that deck 16 features a lawn court. However, it was not in use during our cruise. It is true, Sapphire Princess doesn't boast water slides or rock climbing walls like the newest and largest ships in the world. There are not many onboard attractions. Instead, the staff hosts a variety of onboard activities. These include classic games and challenges, as well as enrichment programs. Even though we're mega ship enthusiasts, we didn't find ourselves missing the amusements on larger vessels. With a port-intensive itinerary, Sapphire Princess offered just enough onboard fun between each destination. Cruise director Drew and his activities team ensured that everyone on board was entertained. The Piazza is the heart of any Princess Cruises ship, and on Sapphire Princess, it was a buzz each day, with officer vs. guest challenges. Or an impromptu sea day, there was a very tense game of water pong, along with other challenges. Other typical cruise activities included a variety of trivia happening in the Explorer's Lounge. Not to mention, the Lotus Spa Thermal Suite was available, featuring several experiences. Guests can opt for a voyage-long pass or a day-long pass based on availability. As part of the cruise line's North to Alaska programming, there were talks and interactive activities throughout our voyage. The onboard naturalists offered a couple lectures and narrated scenic sailing on a few occasions. Given a slight change in our itinerary, we were able to sail the Johnstone Strait, which resulted in multiple humpback whale sightings right from our ship. There was also a local award-winning photographer and a storyteller offering presentations from the Northern Lights to the Gold Rush. During our stop in Skagway, the Piazza was overflowing with guests waiting to get a glimpse of Alaskan Husky puppies. The line's signature Puppies in the Piazza even featured Iditarod champion Ryan Reddington. In addition to bringing along 2 adorable 8-week-old puppies, he answered questions about their training and his family's legacy competing in the race. Sailing through Glacier Bay National Park, we had a full day of park ranger-led presentations and Q&A sessions. Sailing through Glacier Bay for us is always a highlight of any Alaska cruise. Sapphire Princess had a traditional lineup of evening entertainment. Typically, there was a game show around 8:30 p.m. in the Explorer's Lounge. Cruiser favorites like Yes or No, Rock the Room, The Marriage Match, and The Perfect Couple were just some of the highlights. Following the game show, we typically went to the main theater for that night's performance. The main theater offered 3 signature productions, as well as headliners during our sailing. We have never been big fans of Princess Cruises productions, and honestly, this sailing did not change our minds. The second night show, Do You Wanna Dance?, was a hodgepodge of popular radio hits from several genres of music. On the second formal night, Bravo featured a mix of operatic-style tunes and classical crossover music, with songs from the likes of Josh Groban and Andre Bocelli, among others. Finally, the last night of the cruise was the most energetic show, Let Me Entertain You. With the most up-to-date soundtrack and the shortest runtime, the show was a pleasant send-off from the production cast. Along with the nighttime game shows, several venues offered live music. The Wheelhouse Bar was often home to a solo guitarist or one of the two onboard duos. Two piano players tickled the ivories at the Crooners Bar. The rock band Neo-Funk was everywhere, from being part of the Piazza parties to performing for some of the game shows. But honestly, besides the rock band, none of the other musical acts were particularly memorable. They served as a nice backdrop when savoring a drink at one of the bars. Even on Princess's newer ships, the line isn't known for its over-the-top parties like some other cruise lines. But on day 6, the Back to the 80s dance party had the Piazza grooving. One thing Princess Cruises is known for is its movies under the stars. In the evenings, the pool deck regularly played a variety of family-friendly movies like the live-action Snow White and Wicked. During our sailing, there were 2 comedians in Club Fusion aft on Deck 7. When it wasn't acting as a comedy club, Club Fusion turned into the ship's karaoke bar and was also home to bingo during the day. But the venue did feel underutilized throughout the cruise. Another venue that seemed underutilized is the Skywalker's nightclub on Deck 18. If the ship had a late night scene, this would be its home, but honestly it was relatively empty the couple of times we ventured up there. Sapphire Princess is home to over a dozen bars and lounges. Regardless of the venue, it's easy to determine which drinks are covered in the Princess Plus and Princess Premier packages, as the menus are clearly labeled. Heidi and I had the Princess Premier package. Nearly all the drinks by the glass are included with this upgraded drink package. For any of those over the $20 allotment, you only pay the difference plus the 18% service charge on that difference. For the most part, all the outdoor bars serve a reduced version of the ship's standard menu, so we were never far from a drink while admiring the Alaskan landscape. Given that we were in Alaska, all bars also had a North to Alaska menu. This menu offered local beers and wines, along with some specialty cocktails featuring regional spirits. Although, since we were on the last cruise of the Alaska season, the ship was running out of these specialty beverages. A few bars and lounges on Sapphire Princess do feature specialty cocktail menus. Our personal favorite is Good Spirits. Unfortunately though, this Good Spirits did not have any live cocktail demonstrations. Still, you could get drinks like the Bangkok Mule by asking for the Good Spirits menu. The Crooners Bar is a cocktail bar on the ship, so a Woodford Premium Old Fashioned felt right at home at this bar, which is located right off the Piazza. The Wheelhouse Bar, forward on Deck 7, is a massive space. With a small stage on the port side, the venue wasn't particularly conducive to enjoying live music. The signature bar menu features modern takes on classic drinks, such as a Jack Daniel's Smash. With nautically inspired early 20th century vibes, the Wheelhouse Bar is a more refined spot for a pre-dinner or post-dinner drink. Vine's Wine Bar, located on Deck 5, featured a curated list of red, white, rosé, and sparkling wines. Most pours here were under the $20 allotment of the premium package. The remaining indoor lounges serve the standard bar menu. While the lineup of bars is not as diverse as some of the larger ships in the fleet, there was enough variety in terms of menus and live entertainment. Find something unique to enjoy each evening. And when in doubt, you can always order espresso martinis. On previous Princess Cruises ships, one of our favorite casual dining spots was the International Cafe. When compared to cafes on brands like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, or Celebrity Cruises, this cafe offers better food selections. Happily, on Sapphire Princess, the International Cafe lived up to our expectations. Options in the morning include breakfast sandwiches, pastries, fresh fruit, and continental items. During the day, sandwiches, savory pies, and other handheld favorites are easily accessible. And it can't pass up the cookies either. The International Cafe is also the spot for all your espresso-based drinks. During peak morning hours, the same drinks are also brewed up at the Wheelhouse Bar. But I was usually a step or two ahead of everyone else in the mornings, so I didn't have to wait long for the usual order of an iced caramel latte and double espresso. Yes, even in Alaska, Heidi drinks iced coffee. Out near the pool deck, you'll find 2 additional spots for casual dining that are included in the cruise fare. Prego Pizzeria slices up freshly made pizza with a standard menu of pepperoni, margarita, and vegetarian. While not as good as the upcharge Alfredo's, which we'll get to in a minute, this poolside pizza is still far better than most of the competition. On the other hand, next door to the pizzeria is the Trident Grill, serving made-to-order burgers and sandwiches. These burgers were just okay. They were roughly on par with, say, the Mass Grill on Celebrity Cruises, or a burger you might get in another cruise line's buffet, and they did not compare at all to the freshly made ones at Guy's Burger Joint on Carnival or the Dive-In Burger on Holland America Line. A staple on cruises is free soft-serve ice cream, which is available throughout the day at Swirls on the pool deck on Sapphire Princess. This is also where guests can currently enjoy the premium ice cream desserts, but those are going away in 2026, and honestly, they're really not that good anyway. The central casual dining spot is the Horizon Court Buffet on Deck 14. If you know us, then you know we're not big fans of buffets regardless of the cruise line or the ship. But we did try it once for lunch and once for breakfast. And as cruise ship buffets go, it was pretty average. The setup was a bit tight and closed off, making it difficult to maneuver when crowded, and the selections were limited. The buffet setup was probably one of the only places that Sapphire Princess felt like a 20-year-old ship. What was also confusing is that unlike buffets on larger ships, there weren't any designated sections for lunch and dinner. Besides a designated salad bar, menu items did not seem like they were in any predictable order. With Princess Premier, guests also have access to Ocean Now. The food delivery service includes a limited menu available for breakfast and lunch/dinner. In addition to their staterooms, guests can order food and drinks delivered to them throughout the ship. While this is great technology, honestly, we never made use of it. Over the course of our 7 nights on Sapphire Princess, we had dinner in the main dining room on 4 occasions. We also tried the main dining room once for breakfast and once for lunch. For the most part, the main dining room exceeded our expectation. Both breakfast and lunch offer the same menu throughout the cruise. Each day there is a unique special for breakfast, and for lunch there's a new vegetarian option. But the rest of the menu remains the same. Like most cruise lines, lunch is only offered on sea days and late port arrival days. During our sailing, Sapphire Princess actually had 5 main dining rooms. However, that is no longer the case after a short refurbishment, which we'll talk about in a minute. The largest main dining room on the ship is the International Dining Room. In addition to serving breakfast and lunch, this venue also offers traditional dining. For our cruise, there were 2 seatings, early seating at 5 p.m. and late seating at 7:30 p.m. Like most major cruise lines, the dinner menu offers rotational selections. There's also the Princess favorites as starters, entrees, and desserts. Furthermore, the rotational menu options feature regional dishes made with locally sourced ingredients as part of the North to Alaska programming. Other dining rooms on the ship are reserved for cruisers with flexible dining. During our cruise, we dined in Savoy, located on the port side of Deck 5, which was open for guests who had pre-made reservations. Using the Princess Cruises app, you can pre-book reservations before the cruise, or once on board, you can try to reserve spots. Our service team of Robert and Vivek were amazing. These Princess Cruises veteran servers, friendly, attentive, and remembered our preferences after our second visit. Along with outstanding service, the food was also much better than our previous Princess sailings. Among the standouts were the duck, the land and sea, and the crackling pork belly. With its Italian heritage, every night there's a signature pasta dish as well, which Heidi enjoyed. Just make sure to save room for dessert. On several nights, Baked Alaska was the featured dessert. The cruise line also offers a different cheesecake each night, with the few I sampled being fantastic. The regional desserts, such as the warm Alaska blueberry cobbler, were also among the best at sea. During our sailing on Sapphire Princess, the cruise ship was home to 2 specialty restaurants. The Italian restaurant Sabatini's is located aft on Deck 7. We dined here on night 3 of our cruise. While our experiences at this restaurant on other Princess Cruises ships have been hit or miss, we both agreed that this visit was one of the better experiences. The fried calamari was crispy and fresh, served with a tangy marinara sauce. The bolognese was a rich and hearty pasta dish featuring al dente pappardelle and generous amounts of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. For my entree, I chose an ossobuco, which featured a tendered shank paired with creamy risotto. Heidi went off menu and asked the chef to make a chicken parmesan, which he did. Found on only 2 ships in the Princess fleet, Sapphire Princess also has a churrascaria. Part of the Horizon Court buffet transforms into the specialty restaurant each evening. This Brazilian-style steakhouse offers a unique concept that you don't typically find on cruise ships anymore. We dined here towards the end of the cruise, and we were surprised to find the venue relatively empty. The waiter came over quickly to review the menu and ensure we understood how the dining concept worked. Before digging in, we took one pass at the expansive salad bar. Along with salad, it featured a wide variety of specialties, such as a charcuterie, shrimp cocktail, and even sushi. From there, it was on to the spits. With over 10 different cuts of beef, lamb, pork, and chicken, I had to pace myself. The food was fresh, flavorful, and very indulgent. The waitstaff too made sure we had more than our share of the various selections. Lastly, Princess features a few upcharge casual dining spots across its fleet. These upcharge venues are also included with the Princess Premier. The go-to casual venue for many loyal Princess cruisers is Alfredo's Pizzeria. We made sure to visit twice, once for dinner and once for lunch. The pizza here is hands down the best at sea. It's tough to pick a favorite, but you should try at least one of the award-winning pizzas. The hot sopressata and the New Yorker are amazing, but you can't go wrong with the honey pie either. However, the ship now features 2 additional specialty restaurants. The cruise line added a Makoto Ocean restaurant to the ship. This is replacing the Internet Cafe on Deck 7. While we're not huge sushi fans, this new restaurant is very popular on some of Princess Cruises' newer ships. And Princess Cruises added a Crown Grill to Deck 5. Replacing Savoy, the Crown Grill is Princess Cruises' signature steakhouse. Of course, we didn't get to dine at the Crown Grill on Sapphire Princess, but we've dined there on several other Princess Cruises ships, and it's one of the best steakhouse at sea. Both of these specialty restaurants are included in the Princess Premier package, which greatly enhances the specialty dining options on the ship. We stayed in a balcony cabin, stateroom B119 on Sapphire Princess. This BE category stateroom is all the way forward on Deck 11. With approximately 168 square feet of living space and about a 46 square foot balcony, this stateroom is a tad smaller than the balcony cabins you'd find on most modern cruise ships. If you're a frequent Princess cruiser, you'll be very familiar with the cruise cabin layout. Immediately upon entering the cabin, the bathroom was on the right, followed by a walk-in closet and some additional shelves. Past the closet, the bed was on the midship wall facing forward. There was then a small desk on the right and cabinetry across the way with the refrigerator. Unfortunately, if you want a seating area with a love seat on Sapphire Princess, you need to upgrade to a deluxe balcony. The standard balcony stateroom doesn't offer this additional space. Another drawback of a 20-year-old ship is the limited availability of outlets and USB ports. The lamps on each side of the bed had one USB port each, which we used to charge our cell phones. With our cruise-approved power adapter, I was able to use one of the 4 total power outlets to charge our additional cameras, computers, and accessories. Although there's one benefit to the stateroom design, the larger than typical cruise ship closet. The full-length closet and additional storage shelves behind the mirror offer more than enough space. Your daytime outfits, outerwear, and nighttime attire will fit nicely in these accommodations. The bathroom was a standard size for a cruise ship. However, older Princess ships feature showers, curtains. Now, I'm not a small guy. However, we just sailed on sister brand Carnival Cruise Line, and the shower stall on Sapphire Princess felt even smaller. It might possibly be one of the smallest showers we've ever had on a cruise. On our last Princess Alaska cruise, we had an extended balcony, which was ideal for viewing glaciers. Still, our standard balcony on Sapphire Princess had enough room for us to admire the landscapes without needing to head to the public decks all the time. We were even able to spot some whales right from our balcony during scenic cruising. This is one reason why we firmly believe a balcony is non-negotiable on an Alaska cruise. On our past cruises with Princess, we've been on some of the line's newest and largest ships, and we're happy to report that Sapphire Princess delivered an experience that closely compared to those of more modern ships. Now, unfortunately, the ship is no longer sailing in Alaska, it's sailing the Mediterranean. So click or tap on our best Alaska cruises video right here on YouTube. In that video, we break down the best ships and itineraries for visiting Alaska, from one-way routes to round trips from Seattle. We cover it all to help you find the perfect Alaska cruise. That way, your next trip will truly be unforgettable.